During their period of Agnatavasa, the year they must remain in disguise, the Pandavas received guidance from a grand director of the cosmic play. That person was none other than Lord Shri Krishna himself. Shri Krishna approached the Pandavas and said, Dharmaraja, your 12 years of living in the forest have passed. Only 1 year of living in disguise remains. This year is going to be very tricky. Under no circumstances can anyone find out who you are or where you are. The most suitable place for you to remain hidden is the kingdom of Matsya, also called Virata Rajyam. All of you should change your names, disguises, and manner of speech, secure employment in Virata's court, and spend this 1 year there. After that, I'll tell you what to do next. Following Krishna's advice, the Pandavas changed their appearances, names, and entered Virata's kingdom. First, Dharmaraja arrived at the court of Virata in the guise of a priest, calling himself Kanka, and was appointed as the king's advisor and officiating priest who performs yagas. 2 days later, Arjuna utilized the curse given to him by Urvashi that he would become a eunuch for a period, taking on the name Brihannala. He took up the role of a dance and music teacher to the royal ladies and maidens in the palace. In this way, the curse turned out to be a blessing for him. After another 2 days, a broad-shouldered, muscular man with a hefty physique entered the palace kitchens under the name Vallabha, that was Bhima. Then Nakula arrived under the name Granthika to work in the horse stables, and Sahadeva under the name Tantripala to tend the cows. The biggest challenge now was Draupadi. Even though all the Pandavas were settled in their respective roles, disguising Draupadi was extremely difficult. Why? Because Draupadi was the epitome of beauty. Her extraordinary looks simply could not be concealed with any disguise. And even if they somehow managed to hide her beauty, there was another aspect of hers they could never hide, her fierce temper. At that time, if someone said there was a woman who possessed both astounding beauty and a blazing temper, it could only be Draupadi. So the Pandavas did the best they could. They gave her the name Sairandhri and presented her as a woman who sells flowers. Meanwhile, Duryodhana began his hunt. He dispatched his brothers and soldiers into forests and every kingdom to track down the Pandavas. He summoned priests, scholars, astrologers, and even Aghora practitioners to apply all kinds of potions and rituals to find out their whereabouts. But none of his efforts bore fruit. Days passed. One day, Duryodhana's spies caught sight of an extraordinarily beautiful woman in Virata's kingdom. They suspected she might be Draupadi and approached her. Draupadi realized that these men were suspicious of her. And here came the real test. They knew if she was just beautiful, that alone wasn't proof she was Draupadi. But if she also had an intense, fiery temper, that would confirm it. So, to test her, they spoke to Draupadi rudely and started insulting her. Draupadi was growing angry but was holding it in. They went on speaking in a low, vile manner, which made her anger rise further. They were waiting to see if her rage would finally show through. Just as Draupadi lost all patience and was about to shout, "Who are you, you ah?" A loud female voice boomed, "Who are you, scoundrels?" But that voice wasn't Draupadi's. It was Sudeshna, the wife of King Virata. She happened to pass by in her palanquin, and upon seeing these spies harassing Draupadi and making her cry, ordered her soldiers to chase them away and thrash them. Sudeshna then took the distressed Draupadi to her royal chambers. "Who are you, my dear? I've never seen you before. To my eyes, you look more regal than even me, the queen," she asked. Draupadi replied, "My name is Sairandhri. I have 5 husbands. They are Gandharvas. They left the country on an important errand and will return in 1 year. Before this, I used to adorn and dress Draupadi, the wife of the Pandavas." Immediately, an idea popped into Sudeshna's head. She thought, if she was capable of decorating Draupadi, then she must have amazing skills. So she gave Draupadi employment, asking, "Will you dress me the same way you used to dress Draupadi?" Friends, would you believe if someone said that just by reading a most interesting story, one could forget all their troubles in life? Would you believe that by simply reading and narrating such a story to your children, they would learn all the values they need in life? Would you believe that for any problem you are currently facing or might face in the future, there's a solution you can find in a single story? Yes, it's possible. Only with the greatest epic ever told in the history of mankind, the Mahabharata. This story is 100 times more magnificent than a super hit movie. It's a challenge. The complete Mahabharata story, written in Vikram Aditya style, is available in 2 volumes in both paperback and ebook versions on Amazon and 43 other online stores. This book is available worldwide in 54 languages. I've provided the links below in this video's description. Order right away. Because this isn't merely a book, it's practically a library of everything you need in life. Meanwhile, for 11 months, the Pandavas and Draupadi worked in those roles at Virata's court. Only 1 month remained. They thought that if they could keep a low profile for just this 1 month, they could avoid any trouble. But that's exactly when a huge problem arose. A problem named Kichaka. Kichaka had just returned victorious from a war against another kingdom. He was Queen Sudeshna's brother. Although Virata was officially the king of Matsya, he was more or less just a figurehead. All the real power lay in Kichaka's hands. One day, Kichaka came to greet his sister at her palace and happened to see Draupadi. He was instantly captivated by her beauty. Thinking that she would provide him relaxation after the fatigue of war, he grabbed her hand and said, "Come to my bedchamber." Just then, Sudeshna arrived and said sharply, "Brother, what are you doing? She isn't an ordinary woman. Her husbands are Gandharvas. They are immensely powerful. Let go of her hand." Hearing his sister's harsh scolding, Kichaka let go of Draupadi. But the next day, he approached Sudeshna again. "Sister, I must have Sairandhri one way or another." At first, Sudeshna refused, but he convinced her after some effort. "All right, brother, I'll send her to your chambers, but you'll have to figure out how to bring her under your control." That night, Sudeshna called Draupadi and asked her to bring 2 jars of Surapana. Taking 1 jar for herself, the queen began to drink. Then she handed the second jar to Draupadi, instructing her to take it to Kichaka's chambers. Draupadi felt extremely uncomfortable, but she couldn't disobey the queen's command. Trembling with fear, she went to Kichaka's quarters. Standing outside his chamber, Draupadi knocked on the door. Kichaka opened it and looked her up and down. For some reason, at night, she looked even more beautiful than before. "What brings you here, Sairandhri?" he asked. Draupadi replied, "Your sister asked me to bring these 2 jars of wine. She drank one and told me to give the other one to you." At that, Kichaka said, "You have quenched my sister's thirst. Now quench mine. Come." He put his hand on her shoulder and tried to pull off her garments. Draupadi, who usually never backed down, felt her heart nearly stop in terror. She warned him, "Chi, you wretch, let go of me. My husbands are Gandharvas. If they learn of this sin, they won't leave a single bone in your body. They'll crush you to powder." But Kichaka ignored her warning. "Hey, tonight you are my slave. There's no escaping my bed," he said, trying to tear her clothes off. Terrified, Draupadi began to run. Kichaka chased her relentlessly, grabbing her by the hair, striking her cheeks with his rough hands, attempting to force her to surrender. Somehow, Draupadi managed to slip away and fled into the king's assembly hall, shouting, "Save me!" King Virata was there in the court with his minister, a few scholars, and the Pandavas. Seeing Draupadi running in crying and disheveled, the Pandavas' blood boiled. Right behind her, Kichaka came storming in like a beast on the hunt, holding a jar of liquor in one hand and chasing this defenseless woman. Bhima was about to take a step forward, intent on finishing Kichaka then and there, when a strong hand gripped his arm. It was Dharmaraja. He looked at Bhima and the other brothers as if to say, "No, not now." Bhima, though fuming inside, "Brother, is this really Dharma even now?" couldn't go against his elder brother's word. All the Pandavas stood there like statues, unable to move. Friends, the next episode will take things to another level. Don't miss it. We'll meet again next Saturday at the same time. In the meantime, do order my Mahabharata book right away. The links are in this video's description. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe now. Till then, take care. Bye.